Sterling, the skeptics keep saying that the US recovery is going to end, but I don't think that's your view at all.
No, Andrew, and it's definitely not my view. As we talked about in our last podcast about America, America is still mid-business cycle. Maybe it's 3/4 of the way through, but the point is their real economy has room to grow. And that's very, very important because their markets are at record high, not only in equity markets, but of course in bonds and other parts of their economy. And the markets are booming in comparison to other parts of the world, and their real economy is still growing and growing very strong.
So you're not lying awake sweating about the effect of rising US interest rates. There's been such a lot of talk about it,
Absolutely.
but clearly they're going to follow the market recovery.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
I think if we're going to talk about geopolitics very quickly, the 2016 election is an interesting one, and that's probably a conversation for another day.
Well, that's
but
right.
that could have an impact, and people pause to make corporate decisions before big US elections. That's something that I think we should all be spending more time thinking about.
But you're not saying it's got the capacity to bring the US economy to a significant reduction in pace, surely?
No, actually probably the other way around, that we would be very unlikely. There's a historical analysis over 100 years that there's never been a recession before the year before, 12 months, a calendar year before a US federal election, which is quite interesting. In other words, people, for whatever reason, whatever recessions spike when they do, they always happen after the geopolitics is sorted in the US. Whether that's just pot luck or history, who knows? But that is something I think that's quite
Now, just talking about elections, UK and Europe,
Yes.
I mean, certainly we've got a situation in the UK where there's a new Conservative government that's got a clear mandate, and there's strong connections between Australia and the UK. Is that a place where Australians should be looking to invest?
The FTSE's done very well, the equity markets in the UK. I mean, as we talked about in the paper recently, the Eurozone, I should say, sorry.
That sounds like a kid's playground. Let's go to Euroland.
Well, it is a bit of a playground, as we've got to be careful talking about on record, because any moment now, Greece could be in the euro or out of the euro. Whether that happens or not, it doesn't actually matter. What does matter is Britain's role in Europe and whether they stay in or not, and how those markets align. And Germany has real potential to pick up in the next 3 to 5 years. And as a wealth advisor, what our job is to do is to talk with our clients and to the broader community about what could be the next big thing in the next 3 to 5 years. And Europe could very potentially be a great market to look at in the future.
I mean, just with the idea of a referendum, can you see the Brits leaving the EU?
My personal view, probably not, but my name's Stirling, so I'm actually more concerned about what the Scots are going to do.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
But Britain, the politics in Europe is always a good newspaper reading, but from an investment point of view, they've seen the nadir of the pain that the austerity has played.
There's more upside than downside.
I see that in the short term. I definitely see that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.